Hello, I'm Peter Orker from Peter Orker Piano Tuition, and it's that time again. It's Tuesday, so it's time for one of my Tuesday tips for better piano playing. Now if you're following this, you might remember I did one last week on finding anchor points when you're doing a practice, to find the best way to arrange your hands in hand positions that will help you to cover perhaps quite fast music with confidence. And that's what the example I showed you, which was from a piece called Poor Mouse, a grade 2 piece, focused on passages which were essentially scale based. In other words, notes which were side by side, that kind of thing. But I thought I'd follow that up this time with a look at what you do when the notes aren't side by side. Can you still put the same principle of anchor points into practice? Well, absolutely you can. I've got this little piece here. It's a really well-known piece. It's C.P.E. Bach Arpeggiated, and it has a lot of scale work in it. It's the one that goes kind of thing. That's all scale work. And what I was doing in the previous Tuesday tips would be a really good way of attacking learning that kind of thing. But there's a passage just a little way in which isn't scaling at all. It's kind of broken chords, so it's sort of like this. Only a very short passage, 2 bars. But you'd be surprised at how many people trip up on those 2 bars for 2 reasons. Number one, all the material up to that point has been scale work, so your hand tends to close up into a scale shape because the notes are close together. So as soon as you hit a series of notes which are broken chords, you've got to consciously remember to open your hand position. So that's the first thing. And the other reason is because simply because the notes are not side by side, there are gaps in them, which of course is the nature of broken chords. Now the key here is to think of these as chords, not as individual notes, and your anchor points here are not going to be simple 5-finger hand positions. They're going to be chords. So my advice is to identify the chords and practice those chord positions first. So for example, the first one is this, which happens to be a C minor chord. C, G, E flat and C again, with an E flat in the right hand above it. Then that then goes to the same chord, a C minor chord in the right hand. Next one is an F minor chord, left hand. And the right hand doing an A flat chord, that's A flat, C, E flat. And the next chord in the left hand is a B flat chord. And then the right hand, similarly, a B flat chord, that's B flat, D and F. And then finally, or nearly finally, there's a left hand E flat chord, E flat, G, B flat, and an E flat on the thumb as well. And then right hand, a G minor chord, that's G, B and D. So, finding those anchor points, I would practice that as just block chords first, like this. and I would practice that a few times until I could play that confidently and at a reasonable pulse, reasonable speed, like this. And that establishes your anchor points in a similar way to how I was describing in the last Tuesday tip when playing scale-based passages. So now you can just break those chords up slowly at first. And then finally get that up to a fast speed. And there you have it. And any passages similar to that which use broken chords or even arpeggio figures, use those hand position changes as your in the chords as your anchor points. Well, I hope that was reasonably helpful, and I'll look forward to seeing you for the next Tuesday tip. And in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to give me a like and a share, and goodbye for now.